Hidden deep within the ancient caves of Ellora in Maharashtra, India stands one of the greatest architectural achievements ever created by human hands, the Kailasa Temple. Unlike ordinary temples built by stacking thousands of stones together, this magnificent monument was carved entirely from a single massive rock. Every wall, every pillar, every staircase, every sculpture, and every intricate carving emerged by removing millions of tons of solid basalt stone. Even after centuries of research, historians, engineers, architects, and archaeologists continue to debate one extraordinary question. How was such an enormous masterpiece created over 1200 years ago without modern machines, cranes, and advanced cutting technology? Some believe it is the ultimate example of ancient Indian engineering genius. Others think the construction techniques have been lost forever, and a few even speculate that something far beyond ordinary human knowledge may have been involved. In this documentary, we will explore the incredible history of Kailasa Temple, examine the engineering behind its construction, uncover the legends surrounding it, and investigate why it remains one of the world's greatest unsolved architectural mysteries. The Kailasa Temple is located within the famous Ellora Caves in the Indian state of Maharashtra. Ellora itself consists of 34 magnificent cave temples carved into volcanic rock over several centuries. These caves represent three major religions: Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism. Together, they symbolize centuries of religious harmony and artistic excellence. Yet, among all these monuments, Cave 16 stands apart. This is the Kailasa Temple. Unlike neighboring caves carved into the mountain walls, Kailasa is a completely freestanding temple. It appears as though giant stone blocks were assembled one upon another, but that is merely an illusion. In reality, the entire temple is one single piece of rock. Nothing was added. Everything was removed. The temple measures approximately 60 meters long, 33 meters wide, over 30 meters tall. It contains massive gateways, gigantic elephants, beautiful courtyards, intricately carved pillars, multi-story galleries, shrines, bridges, hundreds of statues, thousands of decorative carvings. Every inch tells a story from Hindu mythology, scenes from the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Puranas, and numerous legends of Lord Shiva. The temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and represents Mount Kailash, the mythical home of Shiva according to Hindu tradition. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not the temple itself, it is how it was built. Unlike conventional construction, the Kailasa temple was carved from the top downward. Imagine sculpting a giant statue by first removing everything surrounding it. One mistake, one wrong cut, and centuries of work could be doomed. Ancient workers first marked the outline, then they began cutting vertically into the mountain. Slowly, they removed millions of tons of rock until the temple emerged. Modern engineers describe this as one of the most difficult construction methods ever attempted. Most historians believe the temple was commissioned during the reign of King Krishna, one of Rashtrakuta Dynasty in 8th century CE. Ancient inscriptions credit him with its construction. However, there is a mystery. Very few historical records describe how such an enormous project was organized. No detailed construction manuals survive. No engineering drawings have ever been discovered. The knowledge appears lost. Researchers estimate that nearly 2 lakh tons of stone were removed. Some estimates suggest even more. If workers remove just 1 ton daily, construction would require centuries. Yet, many historians believe the temple may have been completed within a few decades. How? Thousands of skilled laborers, brilliant planning, highly organized engineering, or techniques no longer understood. The debate continues. Walk through the temple today, and astonishing precision becomes obvious. Perfectly aligned columns, symmetrical walls, balanced proportions, beautiful sculptures carved directly into stone. There are no cracks for or major mistakes. no evidence of failed attempts. Even modern engineers admire the extraordinary accuracy. Every measurement appears carefully planned long before the first cut. The walls are covered with scenes from Hindu epics. Lord Shiva defeating demons, Ravana attempting to lift Mount Kailash, the marriage of Shiva and Parvati, episodes from the Ramayana, battles from Mahabharata. Each carving served as both decoration and education, teaching sacred stories to generations who could not read. Indian folklore contains fascinating legends. One story tells of a queen who vowed not to eat until she saw the temple's highest point. Architects supposedly solves the challenge by carving from the top downward, allowing the temple's peak to appear first. Another legend claims divine beings themselves guided the craftsmen. While historians see these stories as symbolic, they reflect the all the monument inspired. In recent decades, some writers have suggested extraterrestrial involvement. They argue that primitive tools could not achieve such perfection. They point to the enormous scale and remarkable precision as evidence. However, there is no archaeological evidence supporting alien intervention. Most experts believe the temple demonstrates extraordinary human creativity rather than supernatural assistance. Still, the mystery fuels endless speculation. Long before modern machinery, Indian craftsmen possessed remarkable expertise. They understood geometry, structural balance, stone cutting, drainage systems, astronomical alignment, artistic proportions. The Kalisa temple showcases the peak of this engineering tradition. It reminds us that ancient civilizations were often far more advanced than many people imagine. Even today, engineers visiting Kalisa asks the same questions. How were millions of tons of stone removed? How were measurements maintained so accurately? How was such a gigantic project managed? Why are construction records so limited? Each answer seems to reveal even deeper mysteries. Today, the Ellora Caves are recognized as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Visitors from around the world come to witness the breathtaking masterpiece. For historians, it represents a priceless window into India's glorious past. For pilgrims, it remains a sacred place. For engineers, it is a lesson in ancient innovation. For travelers, it is unforgettable. Conclusion: the Kalisa temple is more than a monument. It is a testament to imagination, determination, faith, and extraordinary craftsmanship. Whether built through lost engineering techniques, centuries of skilled labor, or the unmatched brilliance of ancient Indian artisans, one truth remains undeniable. This temple stands among humanity's greatest architectural achievements. More than 12 centuries later, it continues to inspire wonder, challenge modern understanding, and remind us that history still holds mysteries waiting to be uncovered. As long as the Kalisa temple stands, its greatest secret may remain hidden within the very stone from which it was born.